What's up, guys? How's it going? Coming online in just a second. Welcome, Freddie. I will be trading, yeah. I should probably edit my about, hey. We're not doing diamond painting, that's my other business. Live streaming crypto trading. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. What's up, everybody? If you're just watching me on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for watching. If you've seen this video, it probably means you've gone all the way back through all the previous videos, and I really appreciate that, so thank you very much. Don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. This channel is all about crypto trading. That's all I do. I would like to get into some Forex trading. I'm talking with my buddy Dan about that. But I cut my teeth on crypto. That's where I learned, and I love it. I love it. So today we're going to be looking over some charts and showing you guys how I chart things up. We'll be looking over some trades that I've done, some trades that I've seen done. For those of you who don't know me, a lot of the guys who are going to be watching, we are all from Onyx Crypto. You can Google it. It is an awesome community with a whole bunch of trading training that I haven't written myself. I'm not a trainer. Just a degen like all of us. Still learning, but lately I've been hitting some goals lately. I've been doing well. Please let me know if the music is too loud. So the reason that I decided to start live streaming was because I've been having some pretty big predictions. My ETH charts have been looking really good. My Bitcoin charts have been looking great, and I think it's time to open up to the world. So I'm going to show you guys how I trade. We're going to be looking at some spreadsheets for how I manage my trades and teaching you guys all about that. And look, if you guys do it better than I do, by all means, let me know. I'm here to learn. I'm here to show. If you want to take the trades that I'm taking, you can absolutely do that. But I do have to warn you, if you are taking those trades, they come with risk. You're not me. And I'm not your financial advisor. I don't know what you can afford to risk or what you can afford not to risk. And you don't know what's going through my brain as I'm making these trades, as I'm watching them. You don't know when I get out. And those are really important things to learn. So while I may put a trade in, I may see some things on the chart that make me jump out. So I will show you guys that. I'm just going to spend a bit of time just clearing out my spreadsheet. We're going to start again. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm starting with you guys a brand new journey. I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to crypto. I couldn't even put a number on how much I've lost. And it wasn't in trading. I lost by holding. Holding crypto is a bad idea. That's how I met my buddies Nick and Dan, who brought me under their wing to show me how to actually trade. So that's what I do now. We just trade crypto. We don't hold anything. I just hold USTD. And I keep as much funds in my own personal bank account as possible. I have been burnt too many times to be staking coins, putting them on exchanges. I'm not into that. All I'm interested in doing is taking your stops. And if I've taken your stops, I do apologize. That's what I'm here to do. All right, so I'm just making a new trading journal. We're going to call this one a paper. So we're going to do paper trades, and we're going to do actual trades. That's what I'm going to be doing on this channel. And when I say paper trades, I can't always trade live trades with you because some nights there is just no trades on. And that's fine. I personally, I don't do a lot of scalping. I find it fun, but I don't do a lot of it. I do like to scalp only when I've found particularly good, I wouldn't say a trend, but a particularly good, a sentiment. When I figured out where we're coming from and where we're going to, and you'll see that when we start trading. I am called Obi-Wan Assassin. I am the order block assassin, and so let's do this. Let's start trading. What I want to do is share my screen with you guys. So this is my trading journal. This is just an old trade that I did ages ago. This is the trading journal that we're going to keep for paper trades, just so we know how I'm doing on paper. And generally on paper, I do really well. I do much better on paper than I do in real life. This will be my crypto trading journal. We're going to start this one fresh, and we're going to start with 400. How much have we got? Let's have a look. 462. We got $462 in this particular account. That's what we're going to start with. And this journey we're going to take together. If you do want this file, this is a file that I've taken from one of the members of the Onyx crew, and I've kind of edited this to make it my own. So I'm going to start with 460. This way of trading is fantastic because, as you'll see when we make some trades, I just pretty much put in my stop loss percentage, which is my risk percentage. Well, it's not my risk percentage, but it's the stop loss percentage that I get from TradingView, and it tells me exactly how much to put as my overall cost. And you can see here my risk, because I'm risking 5% of my account, which is 5% of 460. We're only going to be risking $23 in total. So if you're not using a spreadsheet for this, you need to. That is how we manage our risk. All right. Now, just let me make sure that we can see all this. All right, we can. So let's look at TradingView. Now, if you are wanting me to review a chart and start from scratch, if there's any particular charts you want, just let me know in the messages. If you're watching on YouTube, your messages will come through. I'll see them, so you can let me know. And we're going to grow this channel up until we get 20, 30, 40 people watching. I'm happy to do this. And just so you guys know, I don't do this for you. If you benefit from me doing this, that's great, but I am doing this for me. So by me coming in front of the camera and showing you guys how I trade, it's going to mean that I get to practice my basics. And practicing basics is how we get better. Teaching is how we get better. And if any of the guys on here who are watching are any of the senior guys, or even if you're not senior guys, if you see me doing something wrong, call me out. Because just like you guys, I fuck up all the time. And Nick will be the person to tell you about that. I've spent the last 6 months sort of asking Nick to look at my charts, and he's been telling me, nah man, the shit. It's up until recently where I've actually started getting it right. And that's why I'm here. Can we review chilies? We can review chilies. We can do a big review on chilies. In fact, let's start with that. I haven't looked at chilies for a long time. All right. So it's probably got a lot of my old data in there. That's cool. We can delete that and start again. Before we look at chilies, I'm going to keep that chart. Oh, that looks lovely. Look at that. If I had left this old trade that's here, if I had left that one on, look, that would have made it. Damn. All right, we'll take a look at chilies shortly. Before we look at chilies, let's take a look at the overall market. So there's two ways that I look at the overall market. I like to start with the SPY. Oh, sorry, no, I don't. Let's just start with the DXY. I don't know why I said SPY. All right, so I was using this smart money concepts on the DXY. I was able to pretty much predict. I predicted from here down to here, up to here, down to here, and I predicted this here, this big drop here, just by looking at the DXY using smart money concepts. And you guys can hold me accountable to this. This is what I'm predicting that we're about to do. So I'm seeing this price, and I mean I know it's been a pretty traumatic week. It's been awesome and awful at the same time. A lot of people have lost a lot of money, and it's terrible for us traders because a lot of that volume was taken off the exchanges. So I haven't had a lot of trades on this week. I've had one trade which I'll show you guys, but I can see here we've come down. So we've had a drop, rally, drop, and we're coming down. And we've got a rally going on here. We've had a slight increase up here, so when this price goes up, Bitcoin price comes down, generally speaking. and it hasn't been behaving on a one-to-one basis. Lately, we've been seeing drops here that didn't quite equate to a huge boost in BTC, because I think a lot of traders now are putting a lot of their money on altcoins, and Ethereum is looking lovely when we look at that chart. I'm predicting here we're going to come back up here to this order block here. So I think we're going to see a very deep drop on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And once we see that, I think we're going to come. Where are we? I think we're going to come back and we're going to hit this same area here. So we've got a supply zone right down here. It's going to take a little bit to get through this supply zone. Generally speaking, when we hit it, we're going to bounce back up. So we're going to have a return to origin, and then we're going to have a bounce up. We've had a return to origin from this perspective. Because we've got a push up going on here, we could expect another return to origin, and maybe an even further. I mean, this could go from here all the way up, which would be disastrous for us. We do not want to see the DXY having another higher high. But to me, I don't think it's going to happen at all. It looks like we've had a swing failure right here. It looks like this could be the worst. And if we look at Bitcoin, which we'll do right now, always start looking at Bitcoin because it is the market leader. If we look at Bitcoin, just disregard my scribbles. Can I actually easily get a fresh chart? How do we get a fresh chart around here? And there's got to be an easy way to get a fresh chart. Somebody tell me. Delete? Screw it. Fresh chart. If you look at this on the daily, get rid of. Come on, get out of there. I don't want any of this. Come on, there's my watch list, and close that down. All right, cool. If you look at this on the daily, that's not even big enough. Let's look at this on the weekly in a second. Let's see where we are. This is where we need to start our days. If you guys aren't doing this every day, you need to. Honestly, it helps so much. All right. Now, this is the Bybit Bitcoin, so we're not going to get all of the prehistoric. We're not going to get all of the prehistory. You just open a tab, yeah, but the thing is, I've got drawings on nearly all of my charts, so if we're going to look at these clean, I'm going to have to delete them, which is fine. I don't mind redoing them. All right. Looking over our charts here. So we are hitting a point here, a very important point here in Bitcoin. And this is like this is where it all kicked off from in our last bull run. And if we fail here, it's bad news for Bitcoin. Very bad news, because the next point, if we fail here, where we're going to start seeing some level of life, is going to be here. Now, usually we could take the last down candle before an up candle. So you might have a look at this one here as a potential order block. Now, these are weekly, so these are huge zones. And that's a $6,000 difference in price. Now, looking down here at the dailies, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I would have loved to have seen Bitcoin hit 50% of this order block here and bounce. That would have been fantastic. But I don't think we're going to see that. We've broken through. If we continue to see a drop here, one of the trades that I would be looking to do will be to try and catch this at a discount to me. Now, the way I would figure out a discount, well, it's subjective. I mean, I'll be looking at the 1 hour charts. And we can see, just using the fib, how far we've come. One of the places you could be looking for a discount might be this area right here. At the 60 to 70% retracement. For me, I don't really want to trade unless I'm getting a major discount. So I know I've seen a lot of people in our group today shorting from this level here. Yeah, that's a great scalp level. It's a great scalp level, but that does have inherent risk. You are shorting your trade at the bottom of our current structure. And unless we see some definite signals that this is going to be the start of a new structure, I am not ready to short here at all. Not for me. My money's too important to me. I'm not here to take too many risks. I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to make good trades. So I'll be looking for that 60 to 70% retracement. We could see a scam candle or a stop hunt, as I like to refer them. We could see it coming all the way up to here. It is possible. In fact, it's already happened over here. This was a stop hunt right here, all the way down there, all the way up here again. And that's left a huge imbalance up here. So we could see that. And if I am able to get a trade here, that's something I'm definitely going to be looking at. Now let's think through. What's going to happen if we get a trade coming up here? It's going to mean that we get a whole bunch. Look at that, that's a 4-to-1. That's a great trade. If we start to see the candle come all the way up here, people are going to be going long. And to go long, as this candle comes all the way here, people are going to be putting stops all through here. And if a big institution comes in and needs to shore up a position, those are the stops they're going to be taking. What we've seen on Bitcoin right now is even lows. Even lows means we've got stops down here. Nick, you watching? I think Nick might be too busy to watch. But Nick, if I'm getting this wrong, let me know. When we get even lows, we get stops down there. And why do we get stops down there? Because people, retail traders, even us sometimes, like we're not retail traders. We are smart money concept traders. But even we like to do our scalps, right? So when we do a scalp, we are putting our stops down there. When smart money or an institution needs to come in, they'll be taking those stops. Now, if you, I can't show, I'm not going to show Nick's documents on this channel. I can't do that. I mean, only if you gave me permission, and I don't think we should. We should be keeping our documents to ourselves. But one of the things that I've got up permanently on my machine is the Onyx Smart Money PDF guide, because it's got some incredible pictures here of the exact types of structures that we're looking for. So I'm just going to pull this up. Equal lows. Okay. When we have our, I'm just pulling up this equal low chart here, and it's showing me when we have even lows like this, usually what's going to happen is the price is going to come back down into an area of interest and bounce back up. Where would that area of interest be for us with Bitcoin if those stops there all get taken out, which it looks like they're about to? Well, we're going to have to go way back to find that area of interest. And it looks like we've got quite a few here. All right. So these are 8-hour candles. What would I be looking for? I'd be looking for something like this. A fair bit of structure there, showing a good supply channel. Those are the areas that I'd be looking at. On the daily, they just look like lines, but on the 8-hour, they look substantial. So we've got here 3 areas of interest. I'm looking to set this bottom one here as my take profit, my full take profit. If you can get to here, it's not going to stay there. It's going to come down close to it. It's going to bounce back up. But it might not get that far. It's likely to sort of sit in here. So if you're doing a short right now, I'd be concerned because it's going to take those stops and then it's going to sit around here for a while and it could shoot back up, because when we have even lows like this, we do see a lot of price action where it will come down, bounce along here, and shoot back up. So that could be something we're looking for. So let's draw that. So we could see it come down here, take all these stops, rally here. I hate that one. Why don't we look at that one? Let's do this one. Come down here, eat up these stops, rally here for a bit while more and more liquidity gets taken. We could see it come back up here, fail again, and then head back down. It won't be this clean, but it could happen just like this. To get from 1500 to what is this? To get to 15,000 all the way down to 10,000, that's a huge drop. So we're not going to. I doubt we're going to see that as a big sell-off, but we have seen things in the past that can happen. So what I like to do in these situations, if I am going to short from somewhere up here, I like to set my take profit at 50%. Would be here at a nice 4-to-1, and then I'm going to let it ride. And I'll probably let it ride until we get about here. You could get ballsy, and you could let it ride all the way down to the 10,000. But I mean, there's so many other trades you can make in the meantime. So I'm looking for this one here. I'm waiting for that one. That is one I would probably lock in. Oh, I got a coffee coming. One sec, guys. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Tastes good. Thank you so much. My daughter just brought me a coffee. How sweet is she? All right, so that's what we're looking for at Bitcoin. We're looking for a drop down into here, into this stop zone here. A bit of a rally, and I'm hoping it's going to come back up so I can take a short. If you're looking to scalp, your scalping opportunity really has left the building right now, unless you've been clever enough to get. Oh, that looks lovely, to be honest. If you were clever, I wasn't watching the charts today. I was busy, but it looks like some people definitely could have caught that. Oh, that would have been lovely. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, look at that. We had a stop hunt going all the way up because that's what they do when they take their positions. And we've come all the way back down. So if you had been trading that one, and I think I saw a few people on in Onyx taking this trade. Pretty sure I saw it. Yep, you could have definitely got a 3.5 to 1. That's beautiful. So if you've taken that trade today, congratulations. That's fantastic. Great job. Oh no. Frozen screen. Ah. You know why? I'm in the wrong window. Sorry guys, in the wrong window. At least it painted my thing on. If you're taking this trade here, well done. Well done, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm remoting into my PC in the corner. I'm sitting at my table because this is where my camera is set up at the moment for my other business that I run. And so I'm remoting into my PC over there through my laptop. So I got tabs everywhere. I got tabs absolutely everywhere. All right, so that's Bitcoin. That's the plan on Bitcoin. If you didn't see what I was talking about, you can see it here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. All right. So these are the stops I was talking about. Sorry about that, guys. That's really embarrassing. But the stops I was talking about here. So we're going to rally through these stops. We're going to come back up into this zone that I've already identified before, and then I'm thinking we're going to come back down into this zone down here. And you probably didn't see how I made those zones because I was on the other screen. So these zones are 8 hour blocks from right here. I was looking for areas in the past where we've had a good amount of supply and demand, a good amount of rally, and a good strong push off. And these areas fit that bill. So, if that's what Bitcoin is going to do, we can now have a look at our altcoins. Bearing in mind that some coins follow Bitcoin really closely. We start to see that, what does Nick call it? The fractal nature of price, especially in those altcoins. Other coins kind of follow Bitcoin and then decide not to follow Bitcoin at all. Looking at Chili's. It's been a while since I looked at this chart, and you know what? Looking at this, I am annoyed that I haven't looked at it. That's just beautiful. Look at that. That is beautiful. I hope you guys made a lot of coin on that one. All right, what could we have done? 21st of November today. So looking back, that's right here. What did we have? We had a lovely OB right here. Just beautiful. Let's go have a look how far back that OB goes. Well, not how far back, but well, no, it's a 1 hour OB. Okay. The way we can tell it's a 1 hour OB is because we don't have that up candle in the 2 hour chart. But that is lovely. So you could have taken an awesome trade there. And I know if you're watching this and you're wondering what we're doing here, you will learn. I will teach you guys everything I know over a period of time. Just know that what we're doing here, even though they're paper trades, a lot of us made money on these trades. So you could have taken a lovely 3 return on that trade there. And it's not quite there. I would have definitely taken half profits here. If you haven't taken half profits, this is the moment. Remember, price, as much as I try and predict it, price is random. We do not know what's going to happen. We can only have an edge, a slight edge on what we think might happen. Now, down here, this is the zone we're going to break through. Last down candle before a big push up. And that's come from a previous supply zone over here. A much smaller one though. Let's look at the 8 hour chart. Man, Chili's has been choppy as hell. Look at that. Let's take a good look at where we are though. Let's just see where Chile is heading. Yeah, that's not pretty. That is not a pretty chart. Alright, so going by smart money concepts, going by what Nick has taught me, we've got relatively even highs, which means people have been putting their bids, their stops, right here. We could very well see a big push up into this area, take out these stops right here, and then come crashing back down to here. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but that is definitely a risk, okay? Just remember with those even highs, we have liquidity right here. And we've had 2 even highs. If the price is going to come back into those liquidity pools right here, and this is the way that I've started thinking. Do I use 3 to 4 time frame, or do I cycle through most of them? I when I can remember, I like to use. Well, how do I answer this? I like to use dailies, monthlies, especially for something as small as Chile. You're not going to get a lot of data off your monthly, and monthlies and weeklies are really handy for the BTC chart. But for these other ones, yeah, not so much. So definitely, I start on my daily. I need to know where this is going because I want to catch those big breaks. You know, little chip offs here and there are great. Little scalps, that's fantastic when you're bored. But they're also risky. If you are doing a scalp, you need to be in front of your computer. That trade needs to be managed because as soon as you hit a reasonable return, you want to lock in that trade. Countless trades that I've made. I'm talking like maybe close to 50 trades that I've made in the past where I've, especially in this bear market, I've put on a short and I've just wanted to let it ride, but you can't let it ride. In a bear market, you need to defend your profits at all costs, even if that means sometimes being overly defensive and taking your profit at 50%. Or the way that I like to do it is I like to move my stop loss up to the 50% mark so that the minimum amount that I will get, as a return might be 50%. And if I lose, well, I'm not going to lose that trade because I've locked in the profit. If I hit that mark, fantastic, I made profit. 9 times out of 10, when I've bulletproofed my trade, that's what we call this, when you bulletproof your trade, when you've covered your loss, when you've covered your risk by moving the stop loss up, 9 times out of 10, the price has come back, hit my stop loss, and then gone back and gone to my original stop loss where I would have lost. 9 times out of 10. One time I did that, and I got my 50% profit, and the price went back down into my full take profit zone, so I would have made more money. But only one time in this bear market. So be defensive. Defend your profits. Do not get greedy. If you get greedy, you will lose it all. That's what I've learnt. So I like to do these in a high time frame because we can see here the way that Nick describes this and the way that I've seen it working is when you are a big institution, when you have a lot of money, when you've got a big bag, and you need to buy your Bitcoin. And it happens. Just think about those market maker accounts that are buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto in one go. They're not going to go onto the 1 hour chart because as soon as they make a trade, that candle's going to move too far. They're looking at the daily and they're looking for a reasonable price within here. That's what they're doing. They're not worrying about that 1 hour profit. They will eat your stops. They will gobble them up and you will lose. Well, that's my experience anyway. So I come up here, I look at my dailies and I look at where the price is heading, and then we go down to 8 hours. I love 8 hour order blocks. 8 hour order blocks for me are the perfect size between daily and 1 hour. Because the price is so much more predictable at the daily and 8 hour level. So for me, I'd definitely be looking to take up another trade at this level here. For Chili's, it looks like we've got a bit of an imbalance. Oh, actually, it's looking pretty. At that level here, we're looking like we had a bit of action there, but it's a little bit unbalanced right there. You could take this 8 hour order block. You could take this up candle right here. And that could be your zone for your next trade. I'm going to pop this in. If it triggers, I'm going to pop it into my paper trading spreadsheet, and we're going to track how much money we would have made. I'll go for a 3 to 1 here. It's a return of 3. Now this might already be too far down. Especially at this 8 hour level. This could have already traveled too far for us to catch. So one of the things you can do is you can draw a fib, take it from the top there to where we are now. Granted, it could go further, but the 60% retracement mark is right here. There's not a lot of here. There's a breaker block we could target right here, but I'm kind of happy with this 70%, action right here. I like that. I'm not interested in a trade unless I can get a good discount. You could see this breaker block here come into play. So this is a breaker block. Now Nick's talked about them before. Do I wait for the break of structure to validate the OB? Depends on what I'm doing. This particular order block right here, this has already been validated. We've had a huge break of structure here. So we know the price is likely to come back somewhat. And when I say come back, there's two places that I can see this price coming back. This breaker block right here definitely could come back to, or it could come all the way back up into this big block right here. I'm not interested in a trade if I can get it in this breaker block. That's no good to me. Well, actually, let's break and structure. I'll show you in a second. I'll explain that in a second. So let's do our short position. One sec. So I'm probably not going to make this trade, but let's just see how much we would get. So I like to have a nice big stop loss, big enough to cover at least 20% of the stop loss here. And for me, I like to look at the action within this rally here, and I like my stop loss to be just above the highest action. we could almost get a 3-to-1 here. Now, honestly, on this one here, we could actually bring this up even further. Nick tells us in his training to target the 50% of an OB. So I'll just bring this up to 50%. For me personally, I target 50% at a minimum. Sometimes I don't get the trade. Sometimes I'm a bit greedy and I don't get it. That's fine. That's fine. After you've been doing this a while, you realize you don't need to be in every trade. I'm only interested in a trade if I get a really good discount. So for this particular trade here at the breaker block to work, we're going to need to actually get it down to here. And look, to me, it's just too risky. I think this price could come all the way back through here and hit that. So we'll leave it there anyway. I'm only going to take this one here. This one here is just to show what you could have done. But I'm not going to, and you know what? I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. I should delete it just, so if anyone's watching in the future, they know that we didn't take a trade there. But I'm going to leave it there as potential. Some of you may decide, the price may come back up into this area here. You may decide to take that trade. If you do, as soon as the price exits, and I'll show you exactly how I manage these in a second. Let me get my toolbox. Where's my other toolbox? Right here. If the price comes back up into this area here and you've taken this trade, it's likely to do something like this. That's what we're looking for. So once it gets to this point here, don't feel like you can't set your stop loss to break even. It's okay if you step your stop loss to break even and the price comes back to your new stop loss and you exit the trade. That's okay. That's okay. This is a bear market. You need to protect yourself, okay? And that sometimes means you don't make a profit on every single trade. I would always, in this situation, if this price came down to this point here and I was looking at, say, a 25% return, I would set my stop loss at this area. I wouldn't set it exactly. I usually like to give myself a 5% leeway. And actually, I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm going to have to log into my Bybit, and I haven't done that on this machine, so bear with me. Hopefully no one's going to log into my trading account and steal my funds. Wish it didn't show me my my email address. That would have been good. All right, just let me get my my Google Authenticator. Okay, where are we? So I'll get to that break structure in just a second. All right, so the only trade that I have on at the moment in this account is this one right here. So I did a short on CRO, which is Crypto.com's, bloody hell, go away, Crypto.com's token. And you can see here we're at a 40% profit, so that's fine for me. That's perfect. My entry price was this. I'm going to simply set my my stop loss to that. Now, I don't like to set it to that. I want to make sure I've got enough money to cover the funds. There's always a trading fee, so I like to set mine to a minimum of 5 to 10%. We've already got 30%. So just make sure I'm making money on this, even if it's only a 5% increase. That's how I like to do it. All right, now, where do we see the break-in structure? Back to Chili's. Break-in structures are very easy, guys. It's not so apparent on the 8 hour. Let's have a look at the 4 hour or even the 1 hour. So if you have an idea of the trade that you want to make at a high level, if you're looking at 8 hour and you can see a trade you want to make, that's fantastic. If you're thinking that's too boring and you don't want to wait, I completely understand. Put the trade in, or at least put the paper trade in. Like, that's where the money is going. That's where the price is going to go. You've identified that. You've done your TA. You're happy with that. Then you can go and you can make smaller trades on the 1 hour chart or the 15-minute chart if you want. You know where the price is going, so you can now start making smaller, more fun trades. That's what I would recommend. So if we're looking at here, we've come up and we've got a rally, drop base rally, drop, rally, drop, rally, drop. The break and structure here is really simple. You don't need to overthink this one. For me, it's right there. That yellow bar is a break and structure. And that, for me, would have confirmed the order block. Now, that one didn't get hit. Where did everyone else take this trade? Oh no, it did. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? No one would have taken that trade. No, they would have, because they were smart enough to look at the break here. Okay, so this particular trade I was talking about back here that you could have taken was way back from this order block right here. And look at this. This is a 1 hour order block. That's perfect. That's fantastic. Where was the break and structure? We had a drop, we had a rally, we had a rise, and then we had another big drop. So for me, the break and structure that confirmed that one was simply here. Look at that. And look at that. This right here, this is a humongous big imbalance. And imbalance is what we're interested in. And it took, that was on the 9th of November. It's taken weeks to come back. And it's come back. That was the 18th, so it spent 3 days in my zone and then come down. But that's exactly what we're looking for. Now, as it's come down here, we've got another big rally down here. And there wasn't really any spots that I could see that you could easily get in, but there's always spots. So we're looking at the 1 hour chart right now. Let me just make this a bit smaller. I don't want to delete it because we were in a paper trade there. I'll just make it a lot smaller. So you've made this assumption that right here is your order block, and it's going to be a bearish trade here. Fair enough. You can start to look at other ways you can enter. And we don't have to enter on the 1 hour charts. You can enter on the 15 minutes. As long as you know where things are going on a high time frame, you can start to do really well in the small time frames. What will we do here? All right, looking at these charts here. We've got a break in structure here. So we've had structure come down. We've had a rally, and we've had a push up. So we've actually got a break in structure here. We've got a bullish signal right there. Does that mean go into a long? Absolutely not. That is not a place that you would ever consider entering a long, in my opinion. We are nearing the top of a range right here. Even up here, we are nearing the top of the range, and we do not take longs at the top of the range. That is ridiculous. Unless we have a huge, big bullish signal saying, hey, take this. And even then, it's got to have done a big break going up, and then it's had to have come down before I'm interested in taking that long. So that was a bullish signal there that I would ignore. All right, so coming back through, we've got a rally. So a push, rally, push, and then a drop. So we've had another break in structure right here. All right, now here's where things get interesting. On the 15-minute chart, smart money concepts tell us that when you're looking at OBs, you take the previous bullish candle. So you could take this candle here. I don't like to do that. Not on the 15-minute chart. I like to round up candles. So my signal here would look like that. That would be my order block right there. Now, I probably wouldn't have got this trade. Most likely, there are two ways that I take order blocks. First is when I'm really confident that I'm going to get it. And you take out the 50%, which is about there. So I would have just missed out on this one, which is perfectly fine. Where could I have gone to? Well, I'll be looking at where structure takes it to. There's a 3.7 return right there, but I wouldn't have got that one. I wouldn't have made it in. You could, if you really are desperately wanting to get into a trade and make sure you get into it, you can take it at the bottom of your order block, giving yourself enough room there to cover yourself. What I do like about this particular trade, if you had have taken it, we'll just delete this for now and bring this over as a potential, is if I'm wrong, if I was wrong at this point here, and let's do a replay from here. Even though we know what's going to happen, it's always fun to do the replays. Okay, we've seen the break in structure right here. We've had a break in structure there. It's come back down. We want a trade in this order block. We know we're at the top of the structure here. We know the only trade we want to take at the top of the structure is a short, because we're sharks, right? We're not whales, we're sharks. And we are here to take stops. If you want to guarantee you get into this trade, you pop your stop loss down the bottom of your order block if you want to guarantee it. Personally, I don't do that. But if I'm wrong on this trade and the price comes up into this area here, well, that's a bullish signal. And those are the trades that I'm looking for. I'm looking for trades where if I'm wrong, I'm really, really dead wrong. And if that's true, I'll be looking for a long. Even though we're at the top of the trade right here, well, personally, at the top of the structure, I'm not looking for longs, but you get my point. If I'm wrong, it would have been a bullish signal. So this particular trade here, I wouldn't have taken because it's only a 2.3 return. I'm only taking trades that are above 3. So my only option here would be to go to 50%. And as we've seen before, going to 50% does not get us a win in this one. Where is my play bar? Play. Where are you? Why can I never see the... Oh, there it is. I can never find the play bar when I want it. I learned the hard way many times ago. You don't press spacebar. It should be you press spacebar and it bloody starts. But look, to go forward, you've got to press shift plus down. Ridiculous. And we know how this plays out. Big drop. There are many trades you could have taken here, actually. Ah, oh, for God's sake. You see, you press spacebar and you screw it all up. All right, one sec. Let me go back to Chili's. There are many other trades we could have taken there if you're watching the 15-minute chart. You could have taken a trade from this point here. We had drop, base, drop, right? So you could have taken a short from there. But if you had up, you would have hit your stop loss. And do you know why? Because we're in the middle of a structure. The furthest to the middle of the structure you go, the more likely you are that you're going to hit that stop loss. So you could have hit that. And also for me, looking at the price action there, for me, the way that I think about this is if there's an order block here that looks reasonable, but there's a very big order block near it, well, it's probably going to hit the order block near it. I don't tend to go for the smaller order blocks. I'd rather take my trade on the higher order block and not get in than risk getting my stop loss hit. So we wouldn't have hit that one. But that's cool. There was more. Oh, Jesus, that was such a big drop. All right, where did it go from here? If you were lucky enough to get into the trade at the top, you'd still be in all this way. Personally, I would have been looking for a trade around here. this would have been my next point of entry right here. My zone of interest right there. But as you can see, the price just moved too far away. It wasn't coming back. But what we did have is some action over here towards a breaker block. Now a breaker block is when we've got an order block over here. This is a bullish order block. Let's come through. Price has dipped through the bullish order block, which is what we want when we're looking at breakers. And prices come up through the breaker and come back down. So for me, this was a perfect signal here for a short. That would have been incredible. I would have put my stop right there, which is over here. This is the top level of the breaker. Like a high of the breaker. And where would I set this to? So Swift trading. So in saying that, do you wait for it to hit my higher time frame? Well, I like to have the higher time frame orders ready to go. So I would have had this high time frame order if I wanted to in Bybit ready to go. And on Bybit you can actually have sub accounts. So you can create a sub account, and in the sub account you can do smaller scalps along the way. But for the higher time frame orders, yeah, I put them in. Like I'm looking for those high time frame orders and I'm popping them in. I'm ordering them in. I don't see them today because I deleted all of my orders earlier this morning. I didn't have time to look at the charts today, so I just thought, get rid of all my orders. I don't want to take any risks. I didn't know where the price was going because I hadn't had a look. But if I had have looked, my order would have been in and I would have been ready and waiting. Having said that, for the 15-minute charts, I don't tend to put those in overnight. I'm always worried that if I put them in, price action might come up and look completely different and just completely take my stop loss. So while I will put them into TradingView, I won't put them in overnight. It's not worth it. And you know what? I enjoy my sleep, guys. I like to sleep. And I don't like sitting in bed refreshing or my TradingView on my phone. I don't like sitting there at 1:30 in the morning struggling with worrying about where my trades are going. So if I'm in a trade, that's fantastic. Before I go to bed, I like to set a break even if I can. If I can't, I just have to pretend that I didn't make the trade in my head and and try and get some sleep. But I don't like having orders sitting there waiting to be filled unless they're from a high time frame and I'm very confident about those orders. Now, where's Chili's going right now? Let's have a look at that. What would I do right now with this price action that we've had? Where would I be looking? I would not be looking for a Chili's trade right now, personally, other than this bad boy up here. Could we see a stop hunt come up? It's unlikely, but we could. It's unlikely that we could. We have had over here to the past a massive stop hunt here with a similar size, so it can happen. We can see this happen. And if it did, man, that'd be a killer trade. Killer trade. Let's have a look, though, at where would a likely point be for a good short on Chili's and see if it's actually viable. So we do our fib from the top to the bottom. Look into that 60 to 70% retracement. I'm going to delete this from here because I am talking about different price action now. Whoops. If I was to take a trade on Chili's, clean all this up. We know that my original plan was to take it from here all the way down to here. And we are halfway there. So when we're at the 50% mark, I'm not taking a trade around this area. No way. It's just too volatile. It can go either way. And I've done that too many times. So I leave the 50% range until we see some proper retracement. The golden zone is 60%. I like to take trades between 60 and 70%. So for me, if I'm going to take a Chili's trade from here, and let me just delete all this. Oops, I needed that. But I don't like it to be this messy. Let me get my fib back. All right, fib all the way down. I'm looking at that 60 to 70% retracement level. This is the order block that I'm looking for on the 1 hour chart. So this is the trade that I would put in to Bybit. I'm very confident. Oh, that is beautiful. A 4 to 1. A 4 to 1 at the 60 to 70% retracement. If the price does come back through here, it'd be a very bullish move. At a 4 to 1, that gives me even more room. I can just put that stop loss up there. But let me ask myself, is there a point to putting my stop loss up there? If the price was to come up, bust through this whole supply zone right here, which is a big supply zone, and come up to this supply zone and obliviate it, that's not a very good trade. So I can reduce my stop loss to about 20% here. It can peak over here, it can take those stops, but I don't think it's going to do much more than that. And that is a 4.5 return, risk, sorry, not return, 4.5 risk to reward trade right there. And that is one I'd be interested in taking. In terms of longs, let's have a look. The only long that I would be interested in taking, oh, look at this. So let's have a look at this. We've got, oops, we got stops down here. When I say stops, you guys know what I mean, right? Potentially, we've got stops building down here right now. People are seeing this structure here as a potential even high. People are starting to put stops down. If the price comes down to this point here, people are going to be putting a lot of stops down here. What does smart money like to do? And bearing in mind with Chili's too, it's not the biggest coin. Smart money is involved in this, but not to the extent of Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind. What could we see with stops down here? We could see those stops get taken out. We could see a nice push. Oh, look at that candle. Look at that candle right there. So remember when I was drawing this chart up, this was an 8-hour supply zone. So 8-hour supply zones, generally speaking, they can get hit 1, 2, 3 times before we got to worry about them getting resistance taken out. And remember, I don't know what you guys have learned about charts in the past. A lot of charters like to say that resistance gets stronger over time. Well, it clearly doesn't. It clearly doesn't. If it did, we wouldn't have the kind of breaks that we have in a bearish market. Right? So we have a massive big order block right here on the 1-hour chart. And it's not that much smaller than the 8-hour either. If I was looking to take a long on Chili's, let me get rid of the only long I'd be willing to take would be a 50% of this. So grab my fib. 50% off that 1-hour candle. You could take a long here. And I'm not saying that I would. Let's just map this out first to see if it's viable. It's just an idea right now. 20% over the line. Can we get a decent risk versus reward to this? We can get a 4.2, 4.3. Assuming, this is the big assumption here, assuming there'll be enough power in this order block supply zone here to push us up to that level. Let's be realistic. Oh, yeah, look, that's not too bad. You could take half profits there. Oh, you drew that one up? Fantastic. Remember, we're in a bearish market, and this market does not look good at all, right? So if you're going to take a long here, this is really looking quite sad, unfortunately. So if you're going to take a long here, protect it, because there is a long way that we can drop. We are at, oh, that's fantastic. Actually, this is the other thing to consider too. So that is a potential long that you could do. But if you're looking at the higher time frame here, we are actually at the top of our range. And even here is not the greatest long to do. Keep that in mind. We're at the top of a high time frame range. Therefore, this long is not a great idea. Because this long is right dead smack middle of this high time frame range here. And when I mean that, I mean from here, back in July, all the way to the top here, in November. Yes, that's not great. That's not great at all. And I think if I was telling you to take that trade, Nick is going to get pretty furious. Nick's saying, yeah, chili looks sexy. It does look sexy for shorts. Now, Swift trading, if you are thinking about doing that, you can do that. Just make sure you protect yourself. Protect those profits. There was a time in my life, and I'm only going back like 3 weeks here, maybe 4 weeks. There was a time in my life where I would have happily taken that long. But I've had more results. I've had better results by being a lot more careful with the trades that I'm taking and with the bias that I'm taking. So from this chili chart, those shorts look very, very sexy, but that long, yeah, not so much. Yeah, okay, so that is a very good point. If the price comes back down into here, and this is a massive order block here, and we see a bounce up, which we will see a bounce up for sure. It's not going to go straight through here. It's going to bounce up. Yeah, that is a great place to be looking for shorts. Fantastic place for shorts. All right. Have you got any other ones we want to take a look at? I want to show you guys ETH. Oops. I want to show you guys ETH. Oh, and for this CRO, let me talk you through that. The crypto.com. Let's have a look at that. Because I saw an opportunity here for crypto.com. And I want to talk you through some mistakes that I've made along the way for this one. It kind of worked out in the end. All right, that's an example where your dailies aren't going to work very well. All right. I took this trade on CRO. It was what I would like to call an informed trade. So crypto.com, there were rumors going around that perhaps they didn't have enough liquidity, and perhaps we were going to see them return to zero. And at the time, I didn't map out this particular order block. The price when I got in on this was, I think it was like a few days ago. I got in right here. So if I do replay, right, replay. This is what the chart looked like when I got in on this one. I got in off this order block here. I'd seen the push down and it looked like a very, very sexy push. And I got in thinking it'll hit this mark here and it's going to drop further. I saw that we had a trend line forming here. I love trend lines, guys. Trend lines are retail traps. Retailers come in, they draw these lines up here, and they start putting their longs right along this line here, and you can just tell. You can tell that there's just liquidity here building up to be taken. It's kind of sickening when you realize the game that gets played. So I thought that this order block here was going to be my winner, and I should have known. I should have known because I tell myself this all the time, and this is part of why I'm doing these streams, because this way I can keep reminding myself of the basics. When there's an order block above another order block, I should just take the one above it. Would have been great. Should have, but I didn't. But in the end, I can't complain too much because I did get a decent trade. I could have had a better trade. This one is at a 5 return if I get this all the way to the end. This one here is an 8 return. So that would have been a much better trade, but I can only do that in hindsight. If we go ahead and play this, I was already in, so price had come back to my retracement level and I was happy I was in. I did see that big drop. I was quite pleased. It looked like the price was reacting, but then price came back up. And price has been in this area all week. It's been extremely frustrating. I ended up putting this trade up here. So I had 2 trades going. I reduced... I did it again. Do not press spacebar while you are doing a replay. All right. So originally, my original trade, I had this. That was my original trade. I didn't like the price action that I was seeing in here, so I reduced my risk, and I brought my stop loss down to there. And I decided I put this trade here in case I did get a really good trade going there. For me, it didn't happen. I didn't get that trade back. I didn't lose that trade either. It did stay in the zone that I thought it would stay in. And we're now back at this level here where I've got a profit and I've set this to break even. I am expecting CRO to keep going down. I really am. And it's not because of any order blocks. It's not because of any price structure. It's not even a good place to be taking a short here. We're at the bottom end of a bottom end of a bottom end. But I don't like how CRO is looking, and this is what I would call an informed trade. So this is where you look at what's happening in the market, you look at the rumors going around, and in the current history, whenever we've seen rumors of liquidity going on, well, 9 times out of 10 lately, in fact, maybe even 10 times out of 10, those exchanges have crashed. And CRO is one of those companies that have been spending millions and millions and millions promoting themselves with their credit card. And yeah, it's not looking good for them. So I am here on a short. You could see a stop hunt coming up to this level up here. So this is definitely a level I'll be looking at in the future. But I am expecting this to drop. Now, ETH. Oh, ETH has been lovely. ETH has just been amazing lately. There's two coins I've really been trading in these past 3 weeks, ETH and Bitcoin. And where are you, ETH? There we go. I made the wrong decisions. I've been doing all of my paper trades on Ethereum, and I'm doing all of my live money trades on Bitcoin. And I've done all right. I've made some profit. My Bitcoin trades have only made partials, whereas all of my ETH trades they would have been full profits. And look at that. That would have been lovely. Oh dear. Oh, you can't see my trades anyway because they've been deleted since then. But if you wanted to look over some of my ETH charts to see the trades that I would have been making, they're all in the Onyx trading at the moment. Now you might notice here I've got some lines on this one. So this is something I learned from who was it? I can't remember. One of the seniors in the group. Does ETH have a breaker block? Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a second. So the best way to do, what am I trying to say here? Best way to do your monthly, your dailies, and your weekly lines. These are really useful in coins like ETH because you see here ETH has a tendency to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Magnetize itself to those lines. And it's really cool. You can use the object tree here in Trader View, and you can actually hide what you don't want to see. So I will get rid of my rectangles. We don't need those for now. We'll start those again as we chart this. I don't need my trend lines, but you can see here I've got 3 folders: daily, weekly, and monthly. So if I wanted to have a clean chart, I can just hide these. Now, monthly order blocks, monthly price lines here. I've gone to the monthly view and I've just mapped out. I've mapped out where I've seen particular price action congregating around. So here, this one right here. Now you might disagree. You might say to me, those aren't the monthly lines that I want. That's fine. That's fine for you. Those are the ones I've chosen. They may be wrong, but those are the ones I've chosen. My weeklies, if you come down to the weekly chart. So these, for me, the weekly lines are lines, obviously, that aren't monthlies, that congregate over a weekly price. and then the dailies. So we're preferably looking for price action around order blocks on the monthlies or the weeklies. Dailies aren't as strong, but monthly and the weeklies are always strong. You can see here we've come up, we've hit the monthly, and we've dropped right back down and hovered at the second monthly here. And we've come right back down to this last monthly down here. So it's just funny how it does that, isn't it? I'm going to get rid of these for now. I don't often use them. They're just on there because I'm lazy for turning them off. Now, where are we looking on ETH? I was feeling so good about ETH. I was feeling really good. I was. When we came up to here, I was feeling like ETH was going to go bullish. We had a retracement back down to here, and we had a new higher low form. And I was certain, well, how certain can you be? I was hoping this was going to come up for a new higher high, but we didn't get that. We've got a bearish structure formed on ETH and on Bitcoin, obviously. So right here, if we're looking at this was from back in July. This is July, August, September, October, November. This is a 5-month structure that we're looking at here. And we are at the bottom of that 5-month structure. We are not looking for shorts here. You may think there is a big opportunity here, but at this point, it's too late for a short. It is far too late for a short because we could still see a bounce off this weekly supply zone right here. This last down candle before the up is a massive supply zone on the weekly level. On the daily, it does look like we could break this supply zone right here. Absolutely, that could happen. But I'm not going to gamble on that. I'm waiting for smart trades. Oh, ETH, we're not looking good. Now, you mentioned a breaker block. Yes, we have a breaker block. Now, you could say the breaker block is right there. On the daily, we had this drop, rally, and then this is where things get sometimes a bit tricky when we're doing order block trading, because we've had this big push up here off this particular order block right here. But could you say the break-in structure actually happened from this point here where we've come down and gone drop, base, rally, drop, base, rally? Could this particular spot here be the break? And if that is the break, if that is the break-in structure, then potentially this is your order block there. You drew yours further up. You were looking at this one right here. All right. Well, you know what? You're not wrong. That is definitely a zone to be looking at if that was yours. And there's a breaker zone that you could consider. There's a few here. And then ideally, I mean, this is probably not going to happen. It's probably too far gone now. But ideally, on the daily right here. Let's have a look at the 8-hour. Okay, so on the 8-hour, we can see here, this imbalance looks to me to be filled. Price dropped down there, and we all had an option to get back in here. If you were smart enough to see that come in there and you put your trade in there, that would have been a phenomenal trade at the 8-hour level on that 8-hour block. Okay, on the 8-hour chart, I'm seeing a lot of price action here, which means that imbalance may be filled, and I don't see. We have the breaker block over here. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just going to get rid of this for now. I didn't take. I may have taken the trade. I can't remember. If I did, though, it was only paper. All right. Where we are right now in this whole thing, we are at the bottom of our structure. You could take this opportunity for a long. We've still got supply down here, for sure. At the 8-hour level. Let's just grab that candle. And I know there's a lot of boxes right now. I usually start like this and then I start to delete them later. Something like this, perhaps at that 8-hour level, might be the zone you were looking at. So if you took this and you had a long in here, that is valid. That would have been a good trade. You would have only got it if you did it at the top right there, which you can do if you really want to make sure you get in that trade. But that's only a 2-to-1. Yeah, so that's not feasible. So I couldn't have taken that one. If we're looking at the 4-hour, yeah, we're still not quite in that zone yet. Could you take a long here? You could in fact. If I was going to take a long, the only long that I'd be doing would be right here. The structure is bearish. This is going to have to be a well-protected long. And I could probably get a 2.3. No, not even worth it. Well, wait a second. About 20%. Oh. You could take that. You could take that. It's borderline. You could take that long and you could set your 50% take profit here and you could set your full take profit. Let's figure out where we hope the price is going to retrace to, right? So if I'm taking this fib down to the bottom, I'm hoping to see the price retrace between the 60 to 70 mark. We don't have a lot here to go off. We don't have a good structure here for me to take a short. And maybe Nick can correct me if I'm wrong here. But I feel like this has already been mitigated. And this would definitely be the place that I would want to take another trade. I wouldn't be looking here. This isn't a big enough discount for me. That's certainly not a big enough discount for me. And that is definitely not a big enough discount for me. If I'm going to take this long, I'd be looking at 50% to here, and then I'd be looking at 100% to there. And that could be pretty good. Definitely. If I'm going to take a short, yeah, I don't trust it. But then I don't know actually, because we are in a bearish structure. It's not looking great. Not looking great at all. We do have a breaker block right here at that golden level. That is potentially a place you could take a trade there if it gets that far. So what I would probably do at this point, I'm not going to take that. Come back. I'm not going to put a trade in for a short. I'm going to wait. And I'm going to look at the price structure as it comes into this breaker block area right here. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. If I see a strong bearish move down, I will take a trade right there. If I see a strong bearish structure coming down. As for this long here, yeah, I think that's a good idea as long as you're protected. Because if the price comes down here, and it could come down because we've got stops there and we've got stops there. So potentially we could be seeing a brand new structure form down the bottom. Now I know a lot of people might be seeing this and going, great, that's a great opportunity for a short right here. We've got stops down there. Price is going to eat them up and probably drop. And yeah, it probably will drop. But I'm going to wait until new structure is formed before I decide to do any type of trading lower than this. Because you can't guarantee the price isn't going to bounce off this huge supply zone right here and come back up and do another lower high. And we've got two potential places for that lower high to reach and still be a lower high. We've got the 0.6 area, which it's pretty good. Some people like to do the golden area here as their zone of interest. I would prefer to get to the 70% retracement. That for me seems to get me better results. So those are the areas I'll be watching. I'm going to put in to TradingView right now the exact trades that I would be setting up. Bear in mind, I will not be taking these until I see price structure. Alright, so the trades that I would be making will be this. That's a nice 6RR. Fantastic. Short position up here. 50% retracement into the zone. 20% on top. And we've got close to a 7 risk to reward there. So those are the ones I'm looking at. I just got a message over here from Dr. Psycho. If you're watching the stream, Dr. Psycho, good chart. What is it though? I can't see what coin that is. A good chart. Ah, yes, you're Swift trading. Cool. That's your ETH chart. Let's have a look at yours compared to mine then. Do you mind if I show everybody? Well, it's probably just you watching, but people will watch the replays, I'm sure, eventually. Okay, cool. Alright, so this is your chart here. Yeah, okay, let's compare the two. That's kind of fun. So you're looking at that area there and that top area. So why would you consider this one up here? That's back in oops, sorry, I'm not looking at the right. I am looking at the right screen. That top area there, that's all the way back in July, yeah, September. I don't think we're going to see prices coming back there anytime soon. But you're right. If we do see prices coming back to this area here, it means we've got a new higher high. And from that point, I'm looking to do a long from down here for sure. So remember, if price breaks this structure right here, we got a higher high forming. And stops will be taken. I can see what you were thinking though. As for down here, yeah, I love this. You've got your trend line down there. People are putting their stops there. Fantastic. I totally agree. And I didn't see that myself. Well done. Well done. You've got a trend line formed. Very well done. I like that. I like that a lot. And those stops are going to come up there. Yeah. Yes, they are. It's going to be cool to go over this stream in a couple of days and I'll probably do this as often as I can so we can look at these charts and see how right we were. So you've taken that top one there, the same one that I was looking at, and yeah, that's a great trade, in my view, with my limited experience as an amateur trader. I think that's a great trade, and it's certainly the one that I'd be looking at myself. Want to make sure when you give yourself a trade there that you give yourself enough room. Let's make sure I have. And look, even though I put these trades in my charts, guys, I mean, I come back and I rework these and I give myself more room or less room, especially for a 7 RR. You can afford to bring that across there, and that's an even more safer bet because the price can come back up. You can just hit that tip, just hit the tip, right, and then fall right back down, and that's still valid. There's still a lower high. It can still do that. The price is sneaky, so that actually is a better trade. This breaker block right here, I wouldn't put that order in for me into Bybit. It's something that I would stop and watch. If the price comes into this breaker block here and gives me a bearish signal, it's like a bearish push down, that's when I would make this trade and not before. And if I did, because it's at that 60% retracement, the golden era, if I did make this trade, I'd be looking to bulletproof it as soon as possible. Whereas this bigger one right here, I think actually it's got a lot more, it's a bit of a safer trade. I probably wouldn't look to bulletproof it unless things really look like they were they were coming back up and staying in this area here. But I like that trade a lot. Are you going to do the long as well? Just bearing in mind, this trend line that we have here, price has got to come back up to grab that. And it looks like we might get our lower, our even lows right here. That may happen. We could get the even lows. It looks like even lows are forming. So what I want to do is I want to put this trade in. And actually this is going to be a full trade for me. So not just a paper trade. I'll show you guys exactly how I do my trades. Using my trading journal. If it reacts to the bearish OB and form a koch, I don't know what a koch is. The new term I haven't heard of. Reacts to the bearish OB and form a koch. Let's have a look. Fair enough. Alright. Now if you're watching this, change of character. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I call that bias. Change of bias. That's for me. Change of bias. Now, let's prepare this. So we're doing an ETH trade. My balance, current balance on this trading account is... And look guys, there are times when you want to be doing this really quickly, but if you're doing it too quickly, stop. Stop what you're doing. If you're needing to rush in this, maybe it's not the best trade. You don't need to be in every trade. So 461. My account balance is 461. And as you can see there, I started this particular account with $100 a while back. That's all I had in this account, just $100. Okay. Time. This is annoying. I don't really need this, but it is handy. Every now and again, if you do find yourself losing trades, you can come back and have a look at when those trades are that you mostly lose. And if you're losing them at night, you can start to think, hey, maybe I shouldn't be drinking my beer before I do my trades. Maybe I should do them early in the day. All right. Leverage. What is the leverage I'm using for ETH on this account? I don't know why I was using just 5 for the CRO. But for ETH, we're using 13. I think that was from a previous trade. I usually like to have it about 25. If the trade allows for it. And what I mean by if the trade allows for it, sometimes you need to play with your leverage in order to get a risk size that is bigger than your cost. If your overall cost of the trade is smaller than your risk size, it means your trade will become liquid before you hit your actual stop loss. So bear that in mind. Okay, so, oops. My risk on this trade where's my risk? 46.2 doesn't seem right. Put it in. Surely not right. Am I seeing this wrong? All right, nonetheless, put it through. Entry price. Take profit. If I get any of these wrong, it's all right. I'll quickly figure that out when I go to put it into Bybit and things don't look right. Stop. Now, when I put my results in here, NR means it just hasn't been triggered. All right, so order cost is $2 and the risk is, I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe I've screwed that up. Let's go into Bybit and take a look. Looking at ETH, order price will be that. Start with what I recommended in my spreadsheet. You're gonna do a long. Take profit. Stop loss. Yeah. Where have I screwed up here? Because that is not quite right. I'm not on the ETH chart without problem. I am on the ETH chart. What was I looking at before? Yeah, that was the ETH chart. But usually I'd see that kind of stuff when I wasn't on the ETH chart. Don't send me notifications. But crazy stuff does happen. Alright, we are on the ETH chart here. Order price. Let's try it again. I swear this never happens to me, guys. Profit. Yeah, that's not making any sense to me. I am severely screwing something up. This is not how it normally runs. Let me bring this back down to 15. We'll start at even 10. When you are doing your margins, make sure you're doing isolated. We don't want to be risking other any of your other money. If you are doing cross, it can actually eat into your funds to keep your trade going. If you hit that hit a problem. ETH, what are you doing? What am I doing wrong here? 111. I'm gonna buy along. Ah, yep, I can see the problem. That's the problem here. You should always have this set to cost, guys. I don't know. I know this is not my usual browser. Okay, I'm usually doing this on my laptop, not my PC. When you're trading on Bybit, we want to make sure we're doing this by cost, not by ETH. I was trading 2 ETH. That is what was going on there. All right. And this is much better. So now I can set that back to 25. Alrighty. Hopefully that's the end of my stupidity for the day. I wouldn't put it past me. Okay. Yeah, so my spreadsheet's not right there. Because I'm looking at a stop loss of about $24. I should be, if I'm correct. My risk would be $23.05. So it's not the 46% there. I guess I'm just... Oh, there it is down there. Okay, 7.36. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong boxes. 7.36 is the number that I need to put into my spreadsheet. Oh, dear. What was it? 7.36? Don't worry. I'll get better at these the more I do them in the night. It's my first trade for a few days. All right, here we go. Here we go. Bybit. What was my number? Order by cost will be $13. That gets me an expected loss of $25. 13, not 14. $23 is my expected loss. My profit is $150. That sounds lovely to me. This particular one, I'm happy with that. I'm going to put it in. I am going to watch this over the course of the evening. I do expect that we're going to actually get this one filled. I'm going to cancel that CRO. I'm expecting this one to get filled tonight. And if it doesn't get filled, I'll be checking the price action and probably deleting the trade depending on how we go. If price moves back up here, I'll be looking at what's going on before I decide to go back in. This one here I am going to delete. I'm not interested in that at all. But this particular trade here, oh, you know what? Let's put that in the paper trade. Let's put that in the paper trade just so we have a which one was that? Okay, bear with me, guys. I put my wrong trade in the wrong journal. Bloody hell! Come here, Windows. Do what you're told. Okay, we're gonna take this. I'm gonna pop that into my real journal. Chris Trading Journal Crypto Paper. Chris Trading Journal. All right. Back in the paper journal, we are going to turn this one into just to keep a record of it. This one is at a 4.73% risk. So 4.73. At an entry point that. Profit level there. And a stop level of there. Now the reason why we're doing all of our trading in the spreadsheet is because this is how we do a risk mitigated entry. All right. I don't think that one's going to be successful, but we'll put it in. We'll see how it goes. This one here is the one I want to take. I'm going to pop this into my trading journal now. I won't necessarily put it into Bybit, but I'm going to pop it into my journal because this is one I might like to take. This is a short, leverage 25. Wait. ETH. Risk was 7.17. Now my cost, it'll tell me how much I need to put into my cost because it uses a formula that takes my risk, takes my account balance, and it tells me exactly how much my cost is going to be, and it's going to be 13 again, which is not surprising considering the risk was very similar to the previous one. Take profit. And my stop level. This hasn't been triggered, so there is no results. All right, so those are the two trades that I'm interested in at the moment. Just give me a second, guys. I forgot to tell one of my other trading buddies that I was on. I promised I would tell him and I completely forgot. Sorry, Rossifiren. Hopefully I'm going to see you on the replay though. Alright, any other coins you guys want to take a look at? I'm happy to look at a few more. Shall we look at Bitcoin? Let's take a look at the good old BTC. I want to keep that there. Start up a new tab. SFP. Alright, we'll take a look at that. You know, let's do that one first. Let's have a look. I don't think have I got that down here? What's the trading volume on SFP? Because Chili's is borderline in my view. It's okay. I've done a few Chili's trades, but it is borderline. Need to make sure we're in the top 20. But let's have a look. SPF. What's SPF? Is that a stock? Yeah, give me some more info on that one. I'll look at BTC for now. All right, Bitcoin. Yeah, look, this is still my chart. Still hasn't changed. I'm still waiting for that move up. I've seen a lot of people today who have done quite well on the charts in our group. I won't show the group on the stream. That is probably what I would consider proprietary knowledge in the group, but I will share some trade entries that I've seen that I thought were just brilliant. Was there any on Bitcoin? Let's have a look. It was our Bitcoin long. That's kind of risking it, but well done there. You pulled off a 30% profit on the Bitcoin long. Well done. Haven't seen anyone else doing Bitcoin today. Ah, would you look at that? Damn. I will look at XRP. That's a good idea. XRP would be great. But damn, I could have had that. Oh, that was a paper trade I put in the other day. Damn. That would have been fantastic. What was that one? That was a 3.6. Ah, well. Oh, well. Well, that order block has been mitigated. So what am I looking for now? This particular stop hunt did break structure, but we haven't done anything after that. I am thinking we got even highs. I'm close enough to even highs, so we've got stops coming in right here. They're going to get taken out. We've certainly got a trend forming here. And we know what trend lines mean. I don't need to say it again. We've got more stops all the way over here. I think we're gearing up here for a big move, and I think the big move is going to be a massive stop hunt. And that's why I'm still keen on this little block right here. I'm going to put this one in. Alright, so this is a 5.51 risk. And this is not going to be a paper trade. I'm putting this one into Bybit. This may not hit at all. This may not hit. What's my leverage? Do check your leverage every time, guys, because if you're anything like me, I change my leverage up. So 25. 25 is my usual, but there's some trades where you can get away with a bit less or a bit more. 25. Now, also keeping in mind, wait, why have I got 2 shots on ETH? Let me just double check that. Keep in mind too, if I'm shorting ETH and I'm shorting Bitcoin, that's a double bet. One of these was a long. Which one was a long? 1043 was the long. $10.44, yep, that's the long there. Okay, that looks better. Okay, because now I'm taking a short on Bitcoin at a similar level to ETH, this is a double down. This does add risk, okay? You have to ask yourself each time you do this, each time you make a move on, a trade move on ETH and a trade move on Bitcoin, you are potentially doubling your risk. So if you are going to do it, make sure it's a good trade. Make sure it's well above that 60% retracement, heading into the 70% retracement. It can still go wrong. Not the other day, but a while back, I had 3 or 4 trades on, and I was so sure that the market was going to go bearish. I was so sure, but it turned around real quick, and I lost 4 trades in one day, and that was awful. So we don't want to do that. 5.51. We're here to mitigate trades. Sorry. We're here to mitigate risk as much as possible. All right, my order cost is going to be $17. My risk will be $23. Entry price. Now, if you do want this spreadsheet that I'm using, it is available under Files in the Onyx Crypto group. And honestly, this thing is fantastic. Saved my bacon. Really makes things easy. Turns it into, a bit of a process. You know exactly what you're going to do. So my order cost will be $17 and my entry price is there. Bitcoin. Order price, $17. I'm going to do a short. Take profit. $97 profit if this goes through. And risking $23. I will put that order in. I am happy with those two. Okay, let's look at XRP real quick. I don't have XRP. No, surely, yeah, I do. There it is. It's been a while since I looked at XRP. That was a trade I made some time ago. Let's get rid of that. That is mitigated. Let's get rid of all of this. Oh, look at all those even highs, man. Not even lows, sorry. Sorry, they got taken out. Broken dreams. Okay, so we have had a structure since July, since May forming. We're now at the lower end of that structure. Lower end of the structure right here. So we would be looking for longs. We are not looking for shorts right here. If the price does fall, one sec, guys. Gucci, make a Twitch account. Gucci is just asking me, where is this Excel sheet that I'm talking about? And he said he's got no Twitch account. Make one, dude. Make one so you get notified whenever we go live. You know, we should all be doing this. We can watch each other make trades. We can comment. We can tell each other when we're about to screw up. Hopefully. So in Onyx Crypto, I'm not going to show this on the stream, but head to resources. And if you don't have resources, maybe you want to talk to Nick about upgrading your account. Let me just find where they are. Trading Den, review area, university. Where did he put this stuff? Unless it's been moved. Links? Let me check on the links. Nope. Yeah, I think that's been moved. I'm going to talk with Dan and Nick and just see where they put the resources. They could have been moved to guides, maybe? No. Ah, damn, that's a shame, because that was a good area. FAQs. Pop a question for me, or for yourself. Pop a question in the general chat. Someone who's got this... Look, I can probably share it with you. No problem at all. In fact, I will. I'm going to post up my my journal somewhere in Onyx Crypto. Yeah, I didn't make this originally, so I can't even remember who did. Just one of the people in our crew made it. So obviously, pay them homage for this awesome spreadsheet. I have modified mine slightly, but I will give that to you as soon as the stream's done. I'll upload that. All right, XRP. We're at the bottom of our range. We're not looking for shorts just yet. Even if we were, where would this be going? Where? This is not looking good at all. This is a huge, big supply zone right here that we're heading into. Now, resources still there? I just couldn't see it. Dr. Psycho. I could just have it closed, like I could just have it minimized so I can't see it, but I couldn't see it. It should be under resources if you can scroll through there. XRP, where are you going? I don't know if XRP has been around before this time. There's no data to tell me where it's going to drop to. So even if you could do a short here, you wouldn't know where to target. But it does look to me like we are going to see a drop. It would be great if we could see a retracement. Let's have a look at where it could retrace to. If we can get a retracement to this area right here, which may or may not be likely. We could see it come to there. We could. There was a big drop there. And they did break structure. And that is this zone where I'd be looking at the 70% retracement. That's my favorite place to take a trade. But to me, bear with me, guys. I'm going to have to go get my charger. Oh, give me a second. All right, we got power. I'm back. All right, so where could we be heading? No, where do we want to head? We want to head back to here. We want a nice big 70% retracement. That's what I've been looking for. Now, let me close this door. All right. If it did head back up there, what would I be looking for? Oh, it gets tricky because we've got this zone here. It's very close to that peak. We have had lower high, lower high, lower high. I just don't want to take it right here because there is a chance that we could see price come up. Just peek through there and just come up there. And I don't like that idea because it'll probably hit my stop. So I would probably make my zone a bit bigger, personally. And there is a tiny order block in there. Perhaps if we go down to a smaller level, we'll be able to see it. 4 hour, we did break structure from this point right here. So that's probably where I would like to target, right here. Tiny little order block. And we'll look at the 1 hour. You drop your chart? Cool, yeah, definitely. Let's do that. Let's do that. But I'm not finished on this one yet. I like this. This is cool. All right. So this little order block here, potentially at the 70% retracement, is where I might be looking to go. I'm just going to get this a little bit closer to the edges there. Why would I choose that one over the other one? Because I don't want my stops to get taken. So 50%. This one here, I would probably want to target the top of the previous high. Because the price could potentially come up that far. It could hit this top and still be valid and still be a lower high. It could happen. But we got plenty of room down here for a massive big trade. Look at that. There's an 8 risk to reward. Beautiful. That'd be lovely. If that's at the 80% retracement, that's probably not where we're going to hit. But that's where I'm comfortable taking that trade. You could hit that at the 70%. There is a breaker block here too. You could potentially go right here. Price has risen from this rally here. This base here, and it's come down, causing a breaker block right here. So I wouldn't take this trade necessarily. I might take it, but I wouldn't put this trade into buy bet right now. This is potentially a place that I'd be looking for. If I see price come up into here, if I see price drop from here, I would put this trade in so that when it does return to this origin, I would have this. So that is a potential trade right there. There's an echo. Why didn't anyone tell me there's an echo? I'll fix that right now. Hold on. God damn. Shouldn't be an echo. Oh, there's... No, that should be fine. You sure there's an echo? Are you guys hearing an echo? Test. Test. No, man, there's no echo. None that I can see anyway. Or hear. You don't see echoes. Alright, where was I? Talking about price for XRP. So yeah, that could be a point there. That breaker block there. However, looking at this chart here, we have seen price come back down and come in and mitigate this breaker block right here. Does that mean it's not there? It's gone? No, it's still there. It's still there. It just might mean, well, it could mean that the reaction you get is smaller, but honestly, I don't think the reaction is going to be smaller here. We are pretty bearish. All right, now what else have we got on this XRP chart that we can take a look at? We've got even highs. So we have liquidity building here in the form of stops right here. 3 even highs. That is a lot of stops. Especially since retailers have come in, they've seen this go down, and they put their stops there. Those stops are still there on this one. Okay, so I don't have an echo. Cool. Yeah, that's all right, mate. Thank you for warning me, though. If there is anything on the stream, do let me know. But this is my business stream setup, so it's pretty good. I could be streaming from my PC in the back, but I just thought tables here, camera's already set up. Fuck it, I'll do it here. Now, stops. We've had even highs here. People have come in, they put their stops down. They haven't seen the reaction. Oh, another problem. What's the problem? Sorry, there's a weird guy in my camera. Yeah, that's me. You twat. Hey, Russafaran, come over on Twitch and chat there, man, so we can see your text. All right, so retailers are coming in on this part right here. They put all their stops there thinking it's going to come back down. And you can see why. But the price hasn't really had that reaction they were looking for. All their stops are still here, and more stops are right here. So with all this liquidity here, I'm guessing we're going to see a price come up to our area of interest and then come all the way down. And I'm expecting this to drop down past here. That's what I'm expecting to happen here. What do you guys think? You want to show me your chart, Swifty? That reminds me, Rick and Morty is on tonight. How exciting. Such a nerd. Russafaran, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. This is my trading buddy. We've been trading together since early days when we both got rugged. No, we didn't get rugged. We've probably both been rugged many times by many things. But back then when I first met you, I was in Strongcoin. Oh man, did Strongcoin bend me over and fuck me? Oh my god, it did. Along with many other cryptocurrency. So I learnt my lesson the hard way. We do not hold crypto. Alright, Dr. Psycho, if you don't mind, I'm going to show everybody what you've just sent me. So Dr. Psycho, Swift Trading, he is in our Onyx trading den. He's one of the crew here. This is his chart. Lovely. I can see you've got your liquidity there. It'd be great if we could grab that liquidity up the top. I just think it's too far gone for now. It's interesting that it didn't come up and grab it, but then if it did, it would have been a higher high. And even though I can't draw on this, you got a point here and a point here. These are even highs, and yeah, that means there's plenty of stops above there. If I had a stop up here, and if I had put my short there, I probably would have taken at least a half profit or a full profit by now. Not sure how many stops would be up there still, but still there would be liquidity for sure. But yeah, you've got that part there. Right? What did I have? Same point, different reasons. I've taken the breaker. You've taken the fresher OB. Yep, fair enough. Both are valid in my book. And you're targeting that 70% retracement level. Let me just double check it is. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep, 70% retracement. I mean, ideally, I'd love to see that 80%, but we're probably not going to see that, honestly. So would I put this in? Would I put this one in? I don't see why not. I think it's a good trade. I think that's a pretty good trade. Let's pop it into the books. All right, XRP, you are at a 5.55% risk. This is the bit we hate the most. This is the worst part about trading, doing your book work. But it's as how do I even say your name? Rosafaran. I'm just going to call you Rossa because that's easier. As Rossa and I have found out over these past few months while trading together, when we don't do our homework, we suck. Well, at least for me, if I don't do my homework, I suck. What was I doing? What did I just pull there? Was that the entry point? Yeah, it is. Pink dagger, if I want to translate it. Pink dagger. It's pretty cool. Why is the dagger pink? Oh, pink danger. Makes a bit more sense. Pink danger. Okay, costs. Tell me what my cost is going to be. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. Cost. Risk, always 5. You guys can choose different risk levels if you want. 2.5% risk is great. I mean, you're not going to make a lot of damage to your account at 2.5%. It's a perfectly good risk size. 5, I do 5 because I want to see some changes in my account. And 10 for me is too much risk. I did try 10% risk for a while, and it just wasn't good, especially in this bearish market. It was too risky for me. A lot of guys trade with 2.5, and it is perfect if that's what you want to do. All right. So, this will be a $17 trade, risking $23. Just thinking if I want to put it in or not. Let me think. I've already got my ETH short, and I've already got my Bitcoin short. If Bitcoin does come up and enter that area, which is possible, yeah, don't overtrade exactly. I don't think I'm going to put this one in. I think I'm just going to put it in my sheet and watch what happens. Because if Bitcoin comes back up, it's going to come back up too. And if it keeps going, if we're all of a sudden bullish, which can happen, yeah, we'll paper trade this one for sure. In fact, let's pop that into my paper trade journal. Good thinking there, Swifty. Paper trading that shit. All right. In fact, I should have a comment section here. I'm going to put in here bad trade example. Because that's what that one was. is. It's one I really didn't want to trade, but I just thought we'd just keep it there just to see what happens. This one here, good trade, but didn't want to over risk. In fact, let's make this comment. Didn't want to over trade. Still in it. We can still get the results, but we're not losing money. And if you are one of our freshies, one of our newbies who've entered in this trading den and you've never traded before, don't fall for that risk. I speak from example. I've done that before many times. We do not want to overtrade. Do not overextend. Is that the word? Do not overexpose yourself to risk. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here tonight. I'm going to try and do this as often as I can because time in front of the charts is great. And so it's been awesome trading with you guys tonight. If you guys are going to be doing some trading yourself on Twitch, I highly recommend it. This is actually pretty fun. Puts you on the spot. Puts you under the spotlight. Gets you doing your fundamentals again. And because you know people are watching, you're going to try not to fuck up. Which is what you want to be doing when you're using your own money. All right? And also, you know, Nick can review these. Nick can tell you you've got no idea what you're talking about, as he has to me in the past. Thanks, Nick. and then that really inspires you to go read through your training documentaries, documents again, and that makes you a better trader. So look, I highly recommend all you guys jump on with me, make some accounts, follow each other. We can raid each other as you go. So as I finish my stream, I can raid your stream, build up some audiences, and from there, well, as I said in our channel, guys, post in your Bybit links so that anyone you sign up to Bybit, well, you're going to get money from that sign up. And I have talked to Nick. He is looking at doing an affiliate program for his memberships. So maybe that's something we do in the future too. So it'll be a benefit to your trading to sit here in front of the camera and trade. It'll be a benefit for your future as you build up an audience. I know right now the audience is just us. But as we start winning on stream, showing people that we do know what we're talking about, showing people that we can predict price structure enough to make an income, as we keep doing that, we're going to build a following. If you want any help setting up your Twitch, setting up your multi-stream, because I'm currently streaming to YouTube and to Twitch, I can show you how to do that. So if you've got any questions at all, let me know. If you want to know how to make a good camera setup, good lighting setup, I mean, this one's not bad, so just let me know if you need help. And from there, guys, have a great night, have some great trades, and I will see you again in the near future. Probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day. But probably tomorrow. Alright guys, take it easy.